In the last 7 days, one of my clients, Thomas, was able to generate $25,000 without taking a single sales call. And in today's video, I'm gonna break down the profile funnel that was responsible for those results. I'm gonna show you how to set up your Instagram profile, create authentic content that actually converts, build a personal brand that positions you as an industry leader, run ads profitably. So by the end of this video, you can set up your own profile funnel and start scaling your coaching business. Now, just to show you that I'm not lying, this is the same profile funnel that took Oli from 18 to 70k per month in just 90 days. As you can see, now he's able to travel the world. We also met up in Greece after a record week in business, where he was able to make $50,000 cash collected. Then we have Leo, who went from 5 to 27k per month in just 30 days. He also has the freedom, and we met up in UK, filmed the fire vlog together. You guys can go check it out after this video. Then we have Thomas, who went from 20 to 50k per month in just 60 days. And now he's living with his family in Dubai, where we also met up once and filmed a bunch of content. Then we have Sean, who went from 15 to 45k per month in 90 days, and John, who went from 0 to 22k per month in a span of just 7 days. His first close was for $22.5 thousand, which is just absolutely ridiculous, all thanks to the profile funnel. Now, before I get into this breakdown, if you want everything I talk about in this video down for you, just book in a call using the link down below. Now, when somebody visits your Instagram profile, they're gonna analyze it in a few seconds and create a perception of who you are in their mind. They're gonna look at your profile picture, follower count, bio, highlights, and pinned post. And if it's all positioned correctly, they're gonna press the follow button. So I really want you to remember that the first impression is everything. Now, here's how to set up your Instagram profile so you can be positioned as an industry leader. Firstly, let's talk about the profile picture. Research shows that humans decide whether they trust somebody within milliseconds of seeing their face. That's how we're all wired. So make sure that you're using a clear photo of your face, preferably taken with a camera. And just avoid any logos because we're building a personal brand, not a company page. Another thing that I just wanted to quickly mention is that all the best brands master the art of building associations. Here's what I mean by that. For example, let's think of Shelby Sepp. What are the first things that pop into your mind? Her pink Porsche or the pink G-Wagon, matcha, and Pilates. So for example, if you're a fitness coach, make sure that you have a gym in your background so people can instantly have that association in their mind and put you in a box. Okay, this is a fitness type of guy. For example, if you're a sales coach or like an ecom coach or something in the make money online space, make sure that you have like a nice background of places you've been. Something that, for example, signals freedom, abundance, stuff like that. And they're instantly gonna have that association in their mind. Now, the next thing I wanna talk about is the follower count. If you have over 1,000 followers, people will instantly perceive you as credible and somebody who knows what he's doing. Like, I genuinely want to tell you guys that this is the least important part. Some people believe that if they have less than 10,000 followers, they're just fucked. It's not true. Like, if you have 2, 3, 4,000 followers, you can build an extremely profitable business with it. Some of my clients that I currently work with, they have just 2, 3,000 followers and we're making 30, 40k per month with it. The quality of those people matters far more than how many you done, because there's a bunch of creators out there who have 1 million followers and they're still broke. The only thing I really want you to do is to not buy followers. Even if you have less, don't stress about it. Just focus on building a quality audience instead of buying people, because that's gonna instantly ruin your brand. Now, the next thing is your bio, which needs to include 3 things. A clear statement of the outcome. You need to show credibility, and obviously you need to have a clear call to action. Make sure to avoid like vague statements, and this is like a template I like to use. In the first line, want to say founder of, and then you can tag your company Instagram profile, which includes all the testimonials, results, social proof. It's just great positioning, and they're gonna see you really as a leader. Whenever it says founder of something, you're perceived well. The next one is obviously the outcome. Thomas is a fitness coach, so helping men get shredded and pack on muscle makes sense. And the third one's DM me cut for one-on-one coaching. Just direct call to action. Below that, we also have a link to the YouTube channel. We found that works better than some sort of an application forum type forums, because whenever somebody drops you a follow, they're not ready to buy. They just pretty much showed interest in what are you talking about, but obviously they're not pre-sold yet. So pushing all the traffic and redirecting them to YouTube is an extremely important step, because, you know, when they spend 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours watching your content, pretty much they have zero objections, they're ready to go, and they're gonna stay with you for months and months on end. So simply, it's clean, simple, and obviously it converts. Next we have highlights. This is the most important part of your entire funnel, and it's structured in this way. Firstly, you want to have as many client win highlights as possible. You can have 3, 4, 5. Just make sure they're stacked. The next one is going to be YouTube, where you essentially just save all your stories where you were promoting YouTube videos that you were posting. And the last one is About Me, where you just showcase your lifestyle and, yeah, pretty much personal stuff that makes you you. And another thing I just wanted to quickly bring up as well is that through story sequences, shift beliefs. So many people don't really put any intent behind it, and they just post stories for the sake of posting them. But if you structure it properly, not only are people going to consume it and they're going to see that you're competent, you can actually get them to the outcome they want, but because, as I said, you structured it properly, their beliefs are going to get shifted. They're going to start thinking and, like, at least looking how 2.0 version of themselves operates. And yeah, things are gonna start clicking, so the friction is gonna get reduced, and the chance of them ever investing is a lot higher. Now, the last thing is obviously pin posts. This really positions you as an industry leader and shows you that you're competent, that you're an expert in your field. The first one always needs to be your story, because before somebody like buys from you, they wanna relate to you at least on some level. And whenever you're open and transparent and you showcase that like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, you were in their shoes, and now they can see that you're living this life, you have all these things, they're instantly drawn to what you have to say. They're gonna listen to you because, well, you're essentially just living their dream life, and you made that transformation. So they can see it's possible, because if you've done it, what's stopping them from doing it as well? Then obviously the next one is breaking down the business model. If you're a coach in any of these make money online niches, there's a lot of people that are not aware of what appointment setting is, what's high ticket closing is, what, I don't know, dropshipping, ecom, Amazon FBA is. So having a real breaking that down is extremely important. So you raise their awareness, and obviously the last one is just a client breakdown, showcasing how you got somebody from point A to point B. But there is really no point of having an optimized Instagram account if you can't attract your dream followers and post authentic content. So how do you actually build a profitable personal brand? There's 4 pillars to it, and hitting all 4 matters a lot more than a single viral video ever will. The first one is admirability. So pretty much this is leaning into why are you, what made up your character, and what are the stories that really made you different from every other coach in your space. Most people here just skip entirely and they jump into giving value, but it's gonna fall flat every single time because people don't even know like who you are yet. There's nothing personal about your brand if all you ever talk about is value. The second one is likability. Pretty much being worth listening to. Think of it like this. Somebody's driving a car down the road, their tire just went flat, and they're hella stressed. And then, obviously, they're sitting next to the road, they open up Instagram, scroll some reels while waiting for the help. Like, would they genuinely stop and watch your video? Have you given them enough of a reason to like actually care about you? The third one is credibility. And this is the only point where you actually give value. Like, notice the actual order here. On top we have admirability, likability, and then we have credibility. Giving value too early, before anybody has a reason to essentially give a fuck about you as a person, is just gonna fall flat every single time, and people are gonna scroll past. But once somebody is already invested in who you are, like they have that, they buy into you, your value is gonna land completely differently. And obviously then the fourth and the final pillar is trustability. And this is the pillar that most coaches actually never get to, because trust doesn't just come from being credible. It doesn't come from being likable either. It comes from being admirable, likable, and credible at the same time. When you have all three pillars working together, that's when you actually build trust. And the trust is the thing that gets somebody to hand you their money. Most coaches only ever build on one pillar. For example, they are extremely credible, but there is nothing personal about them. So they just end up building a value brand instead of a personal brand. Then we have other coaches who have a ton of likability. They have a bunch of fans who constantly watch their content, engage with them, but they're never gonna pay them a single dollar. A one-dimensional brand is not going to convert, no matter on which pillar it's built on. You need all four working together, and your personal brand will become extremely, extremely profitable. Now, one of the best ways to essentially figure out what makes you different, to find your competitive edge in the market, is to send an onboarding form to all the clients that paid you, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20K per month, whatever your price point is. Because through this, you're gonna gather a data from people who already trusted you and paid you a sum of money. So you can then just lean into those angles through your marketing and attract more of those people. Now, I'm just gonna pretty much walk you through the exact questions. Right now you're seeing them here on the screen. Feel free to pause this video and essentially just write them down, implement them into your own forum if you already have one. But if you don't have this already, I can guarantee that when you implement this, your business is gonna massively transform. You're gonna have a bunch of data. You're gonna be able to make decisions based on data and then just lean into the angles that your clients provide you with, and you can then attract more of those people, as I already said. Funny enough, 90% of my clients answer this question with. The weird reason I was attracted to working with you, Martin, is because you're Eastern European. You're extremely direct, transparent, open. You're not afraid to tell me straight into my face what I need to hear, because I know that you genuinely care about me. And this gave me the data, and I can then lean into my marketing into this angle to attract more of my dream clients. Now, that you're attracting your dream followers and you have a profitable personal brand, here comes the hard part that everybody seems to get wrong. How do you actually attract pre-sold buyers predictably? With every single one of my clients, we implement these three different pillars. We have firstly profile visit ads, retargeting ads, and obviously YouTube videos. And let's firstly talk about the biggest mistake that I see almost every coach make when it comes to approaching profile visit ads. So many people in the info space are currently saying that you should just boost your best performing reels, but that's wrong, and here's why. Those videos are extremely broad, and that's the reason why they went viral in the first place. But what this means is that those videos only attracted, I don't know, a couple of your dream followers, potentially, right? But the other 80% are just random people. But if you boost reels that already have the right messaging, and you essentially just amplify them with money, you're going to be able to attract a very specific person, because obviously they're more niche down. But all of those people that are going to come from that ad are most likely qualified. So that is a shift that I want you to make, and it's an absolute game changer. Now, I want to quickly walk you through an example of how to actually boost these reels. First, you want to open up Meta Business Suite, click on content, then obviously find the reel you want to boost, click that boost button, make sure that the goal is to get more profile visit, advantage plus creative off. Audience should be people similar to your followers, and then obviously just set the budget to $50 to $100 per day. Now, this is just one of the results I was able to generate for my client Thomas, who is the same person that made 25K in a single week. Just listen to this voice note.
At the moment, Anna's account is converting so many leads, we have to get a new seller to handle all this flow. So basically, it's converting 100 to 150 leads per day, and the lead price for one follower is around 25-30 cents.
It's absolutely ridiculous. The guy is making 25K a week from a single ad that has the right messaging. He's attracting between 100 to 150 leads per day. The cost per lead is 20 to 30 cents, which is something that I've never seen before, and obviously he had to hire a new setter to just handle the volume. But I really want to be transparent and tell you guys that if your organic content doesn't have the right messaging, if it's not structured correctly, if the format is wrong, if the execution is not right, like this approach is not going to work, because you're essentially just implementing, amplifying a shit piece of content, and it's gonna get you shitty leads and a shitty performance. So this is just the only thing that really determines the success of boosting organic content that you've already posted. Now, another approach you can follow is obviously script the profile visit ads, not just boost organic content. And the way that you can go about this is you first find competitors and obviously their outlier reels on Instagram. You copy their hook and the actual video format because that works for a reason. But then you obviously have to niche down and script the rest of the ad on your own. Make sure that you split test at least 5 to 10 creatives, because that's going to quickly give you enough data so you can turn off the losers and just double down on the winners. And this approach works both for the profile visit funnel and also for the webinar funnel. For example, my client Oli, who I've met up in Greece, we were celebrating a 50K week cash collected. And yeah, we followed this exact same approach, but obviously it was for the webinar funnel. Now, the next thing is retargeting ads. And what we found works the best is essentially just clipping up in person, that is extremely important, in-person client testimonials or like client interviews, following a very specific structure, making it or like turning it into these black border reels, and then just running it through Ads Manager. You cannot do it through Meta Business Suite, following these steps. Firstly, you want to create 2 custom audiences. You click on audiences, you select Instagram profile, and you're going to make one audience of people who engaged with this professional account and another one with people who visited this professional Instagram account in the last year. And then you simply obviously go into the actual Ads Manager, you select these 2 custom audiences, make sure that it's only shown on Instagram, and then obviously you then select these reels. I like to also post these retargeting reels on Instagram like as an organic piece of content, and then obviously just amplify it and show it to the right people, essentially retarget. Now, one of the most important parts of the profile funnel is long form content, as I said in the beginning of this video. Without it, you're going to have lower shop rates, close rates, and client retention. So how do you build a YouTube channel that will pre-sell leads for you? For every single one of my clients, I like to break it down into 3 different parts. On top, we have a start here section where you essentially educate. You provide the value, you shift their beliefs. In the middle, we have an About Me section where you post the vlogs and the lifestyle, but vlogs are extremely strong. And at the bottom, you obviously have student testimonials and all the social proof. That's the best way to run a YouTube channel. And yeah, if you can post 1 video to 2 videos per week, that is perfectly fine. Just make sure that you promote them on Instagram stories every single time you drop a YouTube video, because it's gonna obviously help with the performance, but the whole goal of the YouTube is to push as much of the traffic that you've gathered through ads and organic content on Instagram to YouTube. And that is pretty much all. Now you have the exact system I use to scale my clients to 6 figures per month. And if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, all right, Martin, like, this is amazing, I know exactly what I need to do, or like I've identified the bottlenecks in my business, but I'm not gonna sit here and spend the next 6 to 12 months figuring it out, wasting a bunch of money on ads, not really knowing, guessing, and pretty much just, trialing, trying to make this work. and you want me to build it out for you from A to Z, everything I've mentioned in this video. So you only need to fill in content and obviously show up to the calls that are booked onto your calendar. There's a link in the description where you can book a one-on-one call with me. Now, obviously, on this call, I'm not there to pitch you or anything like this. I essentially just want to audit your business, identify where are you essentially leaking thousands of dollars from your funnel, and then just if it's gonna be a good fit, I can walk you through what we have, and if not, it's totally fine. You're just gonna leave a call with a bunch of value. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys find a lot of value in it. Starting today, I'm gonna post 2 times per week, so on Mondays and on Fridays. So there's gonna be a lot of sauce coming on this channel. If there's any questions whatsoever, make sure to drop it below in the comments, or just message me on Instagram. Recently, I've lost my main Instagram account, so I only have my company Instagram account. But if there's any questions, just let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.